Yeah, I think I just wanna change and this kinda goes to that mirror post that you were talking about. You could explain it because you understand it better than me, but I just wanna change the way that I view myself right now. Like, overall, I want to get to a place where I it's hard to define, like, an end goal for it, but I wanna feel like I'm stronger, more confident, and, just more secure in myself too. Like, I wanna, like, be okay with my strengths and my weaknesses and just accept them for what they are instead of just shying away from them.
Mm,
And then I also want to, when I'm in, like, social situations, be more present instead of thinking about everything I'm gonna say or that they're gonna say and, kinda being, like, overly analyzing it, just kinda being natural in the conversation when I meet people, especially strangers. Like, that's something I always struggled with too. So if I could be better at that as well. So overall, like, day to day, if I had a more positive self-image, like,
mm.
that would be worth it for me.
Because there's an exercise that I do. Because I don't know if you have heard about the word RAS. Like we have a part of ourself, RAS.
I haven't heard no.
So it's a part of our brain, like look for things, right? RAS is basically our brain looking for things. But most of the time, it's just for negative things. If that makes sense. So let's say you get like 7 out of 10 in a test, right? You still look for those mistakes. That makes sense. It only looks for the negative things, and that creates the mirror cycle. So what I do is like I program that RAS into looking for positive. That's an exercise. I'm just pointing that.
Sure, yeah. That's cool.
Basically, right? There is three types of I mean three levels of beliefs that we have in life. So like you told me like you're kind of like struggling with this or thinking everything, all that stuff. And sometimes it's good for you, but sometimes it's just really, really against you, if that makes sense. It's like double-edged sword. So whatever it is like there's thoughts, there is beliefs, and there is conviction. So thoughts just stays as thought. Like you had a thought like you ate something yesterday, that's just a thought that happens, right? And there is a belief, right? So I'm gonna go up there, like up here, all the actual self cycle that happens in life that's gonna help you out, right? So there's thoughts, beliefs, and conviction. I just want you to understand these three things, all right? And when we go back here, oops, you cannot see the whole thing. So thoughts. So there's two type of thoughts that we have in life, right? There's one that just comes up all of a sudden. I don't know what if you're like looking at something, somebody, past memories and everything. Thoughts just pops off. All of a sudden, something happening all over the place. An outgoing thought means you have the ability to create a thought, if that makes sense. So you choose, not choose, but you the one create. You're telling yourself those thoughts. Your conscious is telling yourself those thoughts. Ingoing just happens. Outgoing, you choose and you create. All right. Now, here's the thing. Like how we said, like there's like thoughts, belief, and convictions. In the belief phase, right? Why does it create a belief? Belief is basically a thought and emotion repeated several times throughout your not throughout your life, but let's say there's a thought about a past memory. Like you were telling me that you were um kind of struggling with this what do you call that stuff? Um I forgot the word. I'm really bad at recalling stuff. So you were like kind of struggling with keeping up with things, like self-sabotaging yourself. And when a thought pops off like that, if you have emotion towards it, and the emotion have these things, the if the intensity level of that emotion is really strong, then the belief is stronger. So if you can recall a memory, a scenario, or something, right? Image or a thought plus the emotions. So emotions, when it's charged, when the thought is really, really charged with that emotion, that creates a belief, right? So if you feel like you recall something and it's like intensely painful for you, it means you're putting too much emotions in there, if that makes sense. And that, like repeated several times, creates a belief, right? And that belief is like, now that you have that belief, let's say you feel like you're socially anxious and everything. I feel always feel anxious when this happens, that happens, because you're like put too much emotion towards that, right? Now, because of that, our RAS always looks for like the negative stuff, if that makes sense. It looks for more reasons why you feel anxious. So it's like if a proof is there, proof, right? Then our RS is gonna look for more that. If you feel like I'm this, then your RS is gonna look more towards it. Even though something good is happening to you, you're gonna still look for negative stuff. That's your RS just looking for things. And we humans always look for negative stuff because we were programmed that way. We were biologically, since thousands of years, uh, long time ago, because of that, we were conditioned for survival, never to thrive, to become the best, or have everything abundance, right? It's more towards survival. So we always look for negative stuff, right? And this exercise I'm going to give you is you go for positive things instead of the negative stuff, right? And consciously create that stuff. Now that's one of the things what you can do. That RAS, if you program a good way, you look for confirmations. Like we said, RAS look for confirmations. Oh shit, look, that happened, right? I am socially anxious. Look, that happened. They said this, or I feel like this, or something happened. Oh, look, I can't even do this right. Even though all these things that are happening in your life that is good, but you look for negative stuff. You focus more on that. You give more attention to that. And that creates more of that. Like you saying the mirror principle, right? Look, if you just focus on the one thing, you create more of that. Let me give you an example, right? So basically, like I think I said that in the call that there is, what do you call that stuff? Let's say you have a test and you made 80 out of 100, right? Okay, you can improve, right? But people, what they do is like, they look for a negative stuff like, fuck, why did I make these two mistakes? I'm not good enough. I could have made 10, 100 out of 100, right? And they dwell on that. They dwell more on those negatives. See how our RAS doesn't look for, oh shit, I did got 80. Instead of, oh shit, I got 20. Oh, I didn't got the other 20, right? This is how you start programming. You might be saying like, oh, then how can I go about improving my life if I'm not trying to look for mistakes, right? Looking for mistakes and accepting these mistakes for the mistakes is crucial. I'm not saying like, oh, you don't have to be better. You don't have to become your best or improve yourself. That's totally okay. But dwelling on your mistakes, staying like, fuck, I did this, and this negative thought. That's why you catch yourself. Here you catch yourself before it becomes belief. So this is a whole cycle. You feel like, damn, this is happening. Oh shit, it's just a thought. If I put too much emotion towards that, it's gonna become belief. And it's a whole cycle. And the more confirmations you have towards that one statement you have about yourself, it becomes into a conviction. Conviction means you don't question it. You never question who you are, not who you are, but things that are happening to you. Those are convictions. You're gonna fight against it. You're gonna fight against that belief that you have about yourself. And that's a conviction, basically. Meaning like, that's me. I cannot change. That belief is now has become a conviction by all this past conditioning. And because of the conviction, this creates, you always look for more of that. And this cycle just repeats and repeats and repeats. What we need to do is consciously program this RAS to look for good things. And basically all this thing is just for that. Oh wait, was I recording? I was gonna say, so this whole thing is about that, like explaining small things like your like thought, the emotions, belief, the RAS, right? Confirmation, conviction, and all that stuff. So basically, if you learn this cycle and understanding better, you can consciously choose where to focus on and where to like go for it. Because whereas like when I put this into like a framework, it's easier for us to go about it, right? Okay, there's a belief there. Let me go here to the emotion part. Oh, I feel like, why am I not questioning this? Why I feel like I am this? Oh shit, because of this. Now you can know how to go about it and where to go about it. This is just like a small um thing that I made. I guess I learned from it, but from a mentor. And yeah, so this is the whole thing. This is the actual practice that you can implement. Like you have heard about like people saying, oh, just do affirmations. Like repeat some affirmation in the mirror, like, oh, I'm the best. I'm the one, right? It doesn't work, right? Because you're not like your RAS, your brain knows that you are not, if that makes sense, because you have not changed your RAS for it. People always miss this one thing, this confirmation. Our brain doesn't care about, oh, I'm confident in everything. It looks for proof, if that makes sense. Our mind is really, really smart. We cannot outsmart it. And the only way to outsmart it is to look for those confirmations above that statement. That's why I created this. And I realized like I was telling myself I'm confident, I'm this guy, I'm that, I'm that. But it never came true. My identity stayed the same because I never actually look for the confirmations and build upon that. Then my RAS look for more of that. Oh shit, look, that happened. I am becoming confident. Look, she smiled at me. I am become confident. I am attractive. Look, I got a raise in my job. Look, I am becoming a better at my job, right? Like it just creates your statement. So you have to create a statement that you need to live by. You said that you want to become better husband, right? Now that's a statement. That's an example. Of course, you can make anything that you want in your life. Now you consciously look for of confirmations here. You don't just go out there. Okay. Basically, if you make an intention to become somebody, your mind's gonna look for it. You have to consciously choose and track. And slowly, in just 21 days, you're gonna program that part of your RAS look for good things every single time. It doesn't matter if everything's going out of shape. You're looking for good things, and the good things create a cycle, and a cycle of the mirror principle creates more of that. And sooner or later, the life changes. And it's crazy how this small wind turns into a fucking tornado, if that makes sense. So these are the steps that you can do. And if it doesn't make sense, just let me know. I just created. So it might make sense, but oh, this also is true. Like, you know what? I think this is kind of long video for you. You know what? Let me just explain that to you too. So basically, there is this limiting belief that you might have. Oh, I'm not good enough. I have a fear of failure, or I something. There's a limiting belief you might have. What's the opposite of that? Do that, right? And then have like 5 of them, put it here of the opposite, means the positive one that you want. And constantly, oh, I can't say the word, constantly look for the confirmation that you want, right? You might be saying, oh, what if I don't have any of that? You still have small things. Look for it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how small is the actual thing. That's the power of that small stuff. That small stuff can create a snowball effect, and that snowball effect does work. What you need to do is just track yourself, track every single day, and follow this thing right after waking up and before sleeping, and see how everything changes. You look for more things. You look for more good things. Even right now in your life, there are things that are happening good, but you look for bad things, and that creates more of that, if that makes sense. So when you're making this affirmation stuff, don't just say like, oh, I'm becoming a better husband, and then nothing. Say like, because I have done this and this and that. So when you're saying the affirmations, close your eyes and actually see for confirmations that I am becoming. You don't have to actually achieve it, but let me give you an example, right? What can I give an example of? Let's say I'm becoming this so out of place. So let's say I'm becoming confident. This is like the most basic I could come up with. I'm becoming confident. You cannot just say that. You need to tell that part of your brain, the RAS, the proof. And how you do that? You say that thing, I'm confident. You know, I'm confident. Maybe close your eyes or just stay there and think about the times where you were confident. It doesn't matter how small it is. Somebody smiled at you. You said something flawlessly. The teammates were more engaging with you. Your ability to actually convey the message in your project, anything, any small detail. You just remind yourself and you feel it. And you do that for 5 affirmations, top 5 affirmations of your life, each area of your life. this might sound so simple, but I'm telling you, once you do this, I'm telling you, like, that snowball effect is gonna change your life. It's like perfectly aligns with the mirror effect, right? This is how you actually go about changing it.